Happy Monday, happy fun day. And it's Irina and Dina in the house. And we are again coming back on another Monday, bringing another fabulous episode where we talk about love, intimacy, and everything what matters to us, something that we do not hear in the conversation among our friends or family, right? That's why I'm excited to bring it up here into this floor. And before we dive in, I just wanted to share a little bit about ourselves. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome to this beautiful world of passion unscripted. Da-da-da-da-da-da. You are here for a reason. You stop scrolling because something your intuition was guiding you here. So just stick with us and listen what we are talking about because it's going to be fun during this conversation. So my name is Irina Portnova. I'm all about manifestation. How do we bring something from our thoughts into our physical reality? Because everything has been created from that energetic field. And the more we consciously learn how to do that, the more we understand that we are actually part of co creation. And I'm here with beautiful Dina Alexander. Dina, say a couple of words about yourself.
Hi, Irina. It's Monday, fun day, as you just said. I love Mondays because we come with these topics that really is happening out there. It's what we
Mhm.
don't talk about, and we are preparing this safe place to talk about it. So I love this topic today that you together with Giovanni and you made it. You come with it. So, and I'm
Mhm.
ready to talk about it. So, my name is Dina Alexander. I do live on the island of Aruba, and I am a personal coach. I am an intimacy coach, and I am a relationship coach. I do believe that sex and spirituality should marry,
Mhm.
because we are human beings and we can create with that sexual energy.
Beautiful. And today is a fabulous topic where we are saying before the next relationship, watch this. Before, because when we are meeting new people, we are meeting new versions of the same pattern. And until something shifts within ourselves, life will keep feeling familiar, just with a different face. So we just want to open up this conversation and we would love for anybody who join us live. Hello, hello, hello. Just say something what like your way of looking at this topic because we want to start from the unpacking why new relationships can still feel like the same story. Because at first everything might feel different. Maybe this is new energy, new excitement, new chemistry, new possibility. But then something familiar starts showing up. The same emotional triggers, the same doubts, the same moments where things start to feel uncertain. And it's not because the person is the same, it's because the experience is being filtered through the same inner lens. Because love begins to feel again that we are on that loop, on that repeat. And this is exactly when we realize when the way we receive something changing, that's exactly how our relationships changing. Dina.
Yes, Irina. I couldn't say more. I could say more yeses. Hey, Elle is with us. Hi,
Yes,
Elle.
Elle, it's great to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome. I love it when Elle is with us, and maybe Giovanni will join also because it's a topic that he
Yeah,
suggested
you
for us
suggested. Yep. Hmm.
for us to talk about, and I love it. So if we start immediately because time is not waiting for us.
Let's do that.
So the topic of today, many people feel but often blame it on bad luck. Don't you think like that, Irina?
Yeah,
That
totally.
feeling of thinking this relationship will be different, a different person, a different dynamic, a different outcome. And in the beginning, it does feel like that until something familiar returns. The same hesitation, the same emotional pull, the same confusion. the same pattern quietly walks back into the room, wearing a different face, a different jacket. And suddenly you are wondering, why does this happen to me? Why does this
Again, right?
happen to me again?
Yeah.
Well, love, if you are listening to me at this moment, maybe it isn't following you. And today we're going there because love may be changing, but if something within hasn't shifted, you have not worked on it, the pattern will keep introducing itself. It is simple as that. So,
Hmm.
before we continue, Irina, what comes up?
No, what comes up, that's true. Because a lot of times we are looking at the outside circumstances. We are not looking at ourselves. We are looking at the partner. How come he or she does these things, right? Not realizing that we are owning that responsibility. The responsibility, how do we respond in any given situation? Is our response changing, or we are still triggered by the same things? And again, until we start being aware and noticing, nothing is going to change, because we cannot change something that we are not noticing.
Yes, yes, I'm totally with you. And you know what? Between brackets, these things happens with someone like me, for example. That I know a lot, but I know little. Instead of, because I do believe with the experience and the gray hair, silver hair, sorry, and and the age, I should be more humble instead of pretending that I know. And the people like me, I take myself for an example. We fall into this because we are not open for changes. If we are not humble enough to grasp that it's, even water doesn't stay still, because if it stays still, it becomes green. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let's start with a liberating truth. Repeating a pattern does not mean you're broken. It means something unresolved is asking to be seen. Patterns repeat because they are intelligent. They repeat until they become conscious. And this is why someone can date different people, different personalities, different backgrounds, different chemistry, and still experience emotional inconsistency, overgiving, being unchosen, unavailable partners, fear of closeness, abandonment anxiety. This abandonment anxiety comes a lot in women. So different people, same emotional blueprint. That's not punishment. That is an information that we need to work on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to continue, or you want to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say a quick thingy that, like when we move into a different partnership, it's first we want to take a time for ourselves to really understand what happens for us, that we ended that relationship before, right? Because again, if we are just moving through the motions, when we are just jumping like these rabbits, like, I love to say, when we are just jumping, like from one relationship to another, because we are so afraid to be alone, right? That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes.
And for us, it's just the first thing is, okay, I am not going to be scared of that alone time, because it actually is serving me, because I can actually go within and start asking the right questions in order to tap into the answers. Because again, we all have the answers within ourselves, but it takes another person to ask us the right questions in order to pull these answers from ourselves.
Yes, that is the truth. And I want to tackle also the nervous system, because our nervous system loves what feels familiar. And it's all about the body, because it's not psychology, it's physiology. Oh, that's a big
Hmm.
word. Your nervous system is wired for familiarity. And we need to be aware, all with these big words, your body loves what it already knows, even if it feels good or it doesn't feel good. And that's familiar. And sometimes familiar looks like chasing love because you don't know another way, earning affection because you haven't um, lived another way, tolerating inconsistency. This is a lot of women tolerate inconsistency, feeling activated in uncertainty. That's also a pattern that when your body every day is in uncertainty, it does not know how, it does not know calmness. So you need to be aware that the body will always search for uncertainty until you teach him what calmness can do. Okay? And here's the wild part. Healthy love can feel unfamiliar, which the body can interpret as boring or suspicious or lacking that wild chemistry because he is not jealous of, or she is not jealous enough. Meanwhile, chaos can feel exciting because the nervous system recognizes it. And honey, if you're listening, recognition is not always alignment. Sometimes it's trauma saying, oh, I know this dance, so I can dance, while you'll
Mhm.
get hurt. Okay? So it's very important that our bodies is our own, it's a villain.
Mhm.
You can name it like that. So
Mhm.
you want to share something?
No, I'm good. Let's move on.
I'm going to talk about why new relationships can feel different until they don't. Because at the beginning of everything, it can feel fresh. At the early stage, it hides patterns. And,
Mhm.
and, and at the early stage, it's novelty, it's projection, it's possibility. But intimacy reveals structure. And once emotional closeness deepens, patterns surfaces. Not because the relationship failed, but because the relationship exposes what still lives unresolved inside of us. And that is sacred information because it gives you the chance to change the pattern, or and not just the partner. We usually change partners instead of recognizing there is a pattern that need to be changed and they need to change it and change it. Yeah. So
Mhm.
you want to continue because let's
Yep,
see the.
yep. So I just wanted to say one, like fact that when we sit down with ourselves, it's great just to put down on the paper, list the things of what is something that you did not like in your prior relationship, why it ended, right? Because obviously there was something that didn't resonate with you, right? It could be something like, for me, it's when a man is raising his voice. This is something that I'm not going to tolerate, right? For me, it's when the person is not generous, right? So again, you gotta know exactly what are the non-negotiables for you,
Yes.
because from that point you already are aware, and when you are aware you start noticing it in another person, right? Or like for me also, that like any kind of games, and we already talked about it, remember, Dina, on other episodes. I
Hmm.
said if somebody wants to play games, they're going to be playing by themselves, because I'm just taking myself away from that. And guess what, that game is not going to be interested at all, because if somebody is there just like to think that they know it all, they've been the student somewhere where I was teaching. Okay, so this is not what something that I would be negotiating.
Yes. Yes. And I love these topics because all of them are like interconnected. And oh, L is saying something. Due to the hurt in the past relationships, we always refrain from pursuing on next relationships because afraid to repeat the same mistake. Agree? And this is a pattern. This is a trauma, and this is what we're talking about. So, if if you are afraid, that is a shadow work you need to work on, and you need to do it alone, because some people wants to go in and out of a relationship and keep jumping, and the being afraid, that emotion, because it's an emotion that impacts, and it has an energy, and it's not the best energy that you want in your relationship. Okay, you don't want to start a relationship by being afraid, so you need to work on that part before. Do you agree, Irina? If you want to, or you want to say
Yeah, I
something?
just wanted to say, like, first of all, thanks so much, Al, for sharing. And, like, what comes to me is, again, law of attraction. We attract what we give the attention to, right? And the two strongest emotions are love and fear. So we always can choose consciously, right? If we focus on fear, and, like, obviously the past experiences are going to tell us what went wrong. And if we focus on that, because we are given too much charge of to our fear, we are going to bring and invite more experiences that resemble that fear, right? But we can just, like, interrupt that pattern, exactly, interrupt that thought, and just say, this is not something I want to experience, and let me connect to something what I would love to experience in my relationship. And what would it look like to me? The person is open, the person appreciates the conversations, the time spending together. And the more you're focusing on that, the more you are opening up the possibilities for yourself.
True, true. So let's talk a little bit about what actually creates a different outcome, because that's why we are talking. We want to help people, give tips how you can change that pattern, okay, and get a different outcome. So becoming different inside the relationship, that means noticing your automatic reactions, questioning familiar emotional pulse, pausing before repeating old responses, choosing differently when the pattern appears. And you need to be very connected with yourself, because you need to coach yourself. Okay, you need to be aware of your boundaries, as you just said a little while ago, that you know your boundaries. But the majority of women that come to me, they don't know their own boundaries, and then they feel disrespectful. Okay, but I will repeat these tools. Okay, because we there are sometimes you automatically react, and instead of doing that, you need to notice, this is I'm reacting. Okay, instead of reacting, pause. Okay, is it a familiar emotional pull? Question it. Yes, and choose different when these patterns appears. Okay,
Mhm.
for example, instead of over functioning, pause. Instead of chasing clarity, ask for it. I had a client today, this morning. She has all the information, all she looked in the phone of her partner. She saw things happening, and the guy is has another woman. Okay, and she wants to still question and chase and go and look, and you need to sit and talk with your partner. You want an open relationship? I don't want an open relationship. What are we going to do about this? You are cheating. We had that is disrespectful. What are we going to do about it? Because we are married. So, and communicate, okay, instead of going chasing and after him and become a frustrated woman. Okay. Another example. Instead of ignoring red flags, honor them. Hmm? Instead of assuming, This always happens to me. Ask, what is trying to change through me and transform it? So, this is very important. And to do this, you need to be totally connected, calm, know your boundaries, honor them. Okay, and there's nothing bad in that. It's a process. So
Mm-hmm. Can I just add something, the difference between time passing and true emotional change? Because time creates distance, right? But distance does not always create the change.
mhm,
So we can move on without evolving. And this
yeah,
is a very key factor because we can meet someone new while still carrying the same reactions, the same fears, the same expectations. So the real change actually happens, it's not happening by time, it's actually felt in how we respond differently when the same moment appears again, right?
yes,
Recognize it, right? Recognize the same moment that you are experiencing the same situation, and now just pause and say, I would love to handle it differently.
yes, yes, and that's a big tool. That's a very, very important tool that you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just wanted to say another thing, that the inner peace, like this is something that just comes to me, like as you are sharing, like all these examples, the inner peace, there is no better thing that feeling in your body and feeling peaceful. Because again, just by chasing somebody, just by searching for the answers, we are not, like connecting to that inner peace. So the best way is just to, like you mentioned, straightforward, sit with the partner and explain what's important to you, right? Do not demand anything, because again, we cannot make another person to do anything what they are not willing to do, but we express our standards, and that's important, because this is the moment when that partner is going to decide whether they rise up and meet us with our standards, or they just decide that, like it's not for me, it's too much work. And that means that you can attract a much better partner. Do not afraid to lose anything. Hey, Pat, it's great to see you with us. Thanks for stopping by. So the idea is, when we learn how to choose ourselves, not in a selfish way, but in a aware way, we are not anymore in that limbo situation where we are just feel anxious, when we are afraid that something can be repeated, when we are not prioritizing ourselves, when we stand in with our standards, and again, energetically our partner will feel it, even sometimes when we are not even talking in these words, but your energy is going to show them, right, what you are available and not available for. And then it's just up to them what they decide to do with that. But when we choose and honor ourselves, that means we are showing to the universe what kind of relationship we are open for. And
Yes.
Alice saying something,
Okay.
creating inner peace within ourselves, and the universe will send the better half to you. Absolutely. Yes, as long as we are owning it, as long as we are standing in our power and in the choices that we are making, we will meet the partner who is going to exactly be the way we want them to be. Again, whatever qualities you want to have in your partner, we gotta have these qualities in ourselves. We cannot ask for something that we are not here to give to our partner. So if you want your partner to be devoted, you gotta also offer that devotion, right? If you want your partner to be emotional connected, this is exactly what you're providing, right? Just go through the list again and just see, do I have all these qualities that I want from my partner so I can offer the same?
True. And the time flies. Do we still have time, or are we finished?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, before we go, I would love to embody what we spoke about and own it. So, if we do this together, we have an audience that I like it. So, let's pause. And place one hand on your heart and place the other hand on your belly. And breathe slowly through your nose in and through your mouth out. Slowly. You can close your eyes if you want and ask yourself, what pattern has been quietly following me? And pause for a while. And now ask yourself, what would it look like to respond differently next time it appears? And feel that action. And that's where the rewiring begins. Rewiring, rewriting what you want, what suits you. Feel it, and when you are ready, you can open your eyes, and you can do this this treatment or this moment. You can do it often in a day. So help yourself.
Hmm. I love that. So, so true. Yes. So just to wrap it up, Al, is this helpful? Is this episode helpful for you today? Because again, awareness changes everything, because once we see it, we can't unsee it. And we start noticing where we used to pull away, where we used to overthink, where we used to protect instead of connect. And in that awareness, we gain the choice. And the choice is to respond differently, to stay present, and to experience love in a way we haven't before. So, again, if this is helpful, just share, like, and share with somebody else, right? And just come back with another great comments. Just let us know what was helpful in this episode. And also, if you want any other topics to be covered on these lives, please send them to us, DM us, right? And just let's stay connected. And Al, Pat, thanks so much for coming to the live, and whoever was there but did not comment. Also, it's great to see you, whether you're watching the live or when you are going to watch the replay. Comment replay if you're going to watch that episode and replay. And let us know if anything lands for you with our conversation. And again, reach out to us if you want deeper work and deeper understanding.
Yes.
All right. Great, great, great episode. And we'll see you next Monday. But till now, please start noticing what are the patterns that you are ready to release and not to repeat. And what is something that you are going to have as your non negotiable, because that's exactly where everything starts. That's where the shift happens. And that's when we are tap into better relationships. And it starts with the relationship with ourselves. Thank you.